All right, man, let's talk about some FA Cup action. Yesterday was just simply La Liga, and even though I did say, my bad, I did say that I was going to do a Liverpool and Man City match reaction straight after the Real Madrid game because I watched, that was the early game, that was the 12:45 kickoff. But after what happened with Madrid and Mallorca, I basically said, you know what, bun Man City, bun Liverpool. I'm not in the mood to talk about anything at the moment. And of course, Arsenal Southampton took place at the same time as Barcelona Atleti. So I rewatched the Arsenal game at Southampton after that. And my goodness gracious, what kind of performance was that? But let's talk about, I mean, which game should we, I didn't watch this game. I watched the highlights, of course. But which game should we talk about? Let's talk about this first. Let's talk about this first and then finish with this because this, oh my goodness. Let's talk about this first, yeah? Arsenal 1, Southampton 2. The quad goes to a treble. It goes to 2 trophies from 4 to 2. And it's kind of crazy. You actually deep it because after the Carabao final, every Arsenal fan has said, you know what, I hope there was no international break because I want us to go back into action and prove to ourselves that we are still the team. We are still the right team. We can still win the treble. You know what I mean? We didn't care about the Carabao. The Carabao was just there. Now let's talk about the actual treble. For you to lose against Southampton away from home. The thing is, yeah, the moment I looked at the lineup, I didn't know who was out. Of course, I rewatched the game. But then I said to myself, you know what? When I saw the news about Zubimendi pulling out from international duty, Gabriel and this and that, Hincapi, I was like, all right, okay. So you know what? Those players were actually injured. I didn't think everyone's injured, but you look at the lineup, yeah? You look at Lewis Kelly, Gabriel, Mosquera, Ben White, Odegaard, Nogard, Martinelli, Havertz, Daumann, and Jesus. This is still a good team. This is still a team that should be beating a championship team. There is zero excuses. Absolute zero excuses. And Arsenal started well. They started well in the first, I would say, 15 to 20 to 25 minutes, of course, creating some chances, putting a lot of pressure on Southampton. I think they generated over, 7 corners within the first half an hour, I believe. But after that, this man right here, and this guy throughout the whole game, by the way, this guy was absolutely murdering Ben White. Cienza. I don't know who the hell he is, but now I know. Now I know. You know what this reminded me of? This reminded me of Bellerin versus Montero, if you guys remember, back in the day, Swansea versus Arsenal, where Montero was the Colombian kid. I think Colombian or Ecuador. One of them ones where he was just murdering, like every attempt was going at him at every attempt. And of course, they get the first goal from Stewart, which the thing is, the game against Man City, the Carabao final, like it was all Kepa. It was all Kepa. Kepa didn't really have any sort of blunders or any sort of howlers for both goals, but you still look at Kepa, you say to yourself, you don't give me any sort of reassurance. Like, you don't give me any sort of confidence. Like, when you look at the best goalkeepers in the world, the Thibauts, the Juan Garcias, the Raya for Arsenal, the Rayas for Arsenal, the Alissons for Liverpool, every time there's a 1v1 or every time there's a chance, you still have some sort of reassurance that, all right, man, my goalkeeper's saving it. Yes, Kepa didn't really affect or impact both goals. You can still argue the first one, you could have done a little bit better. I'm not blaming you, but I still feel like you could have saved it. You know, them ones, the best thing for Arsenal after this game, yes, they lost, and I'll talk about, of course, the second half and everything, is that Kepa is leaving. This might be Kepa's final game, and that is arguably one of the positives for Arsenal. There isn't a lot of positives about Arsenal this game, there isn't. But one of the rare positives is that this man is his final game, his final game. But I still felt, even at 1-0 down, I still felt Arsenal will come back. The first half the ending of the first half wasn't great for Arsenal. Yes, they still put pressure on them, but it wasn't like a clear-cut chance. Second half started, and they started bringing a lot of substitutions. Odegaard went off. Who came on? It was Calafiori, it was Victor, Nani came on, Zubimendi, Saliba came on. And of course, they scored the first goal. Nice pot, a nice cross from Gabriel. You've got Havertz with a thing, and Victor scoring. And then towards the end, you expected, cool. This is now where Arsenal get the second goal. This is where Arsenal will just say, you know what, they will, because Arsenal at one point, bro, like even after the 60-minute, even when they scored to make it 1-1, you just looked at them and they're like, fam, like, when are you guys going to take it seriously? When are you guys going to score that second goal? It just felt like, okay, you guys are doing the same shit. When are you guys going to, like, stop trolling now? When are you guys going to get that second goal? They didn't. They absolutely didn't. A counter from Southampton. Charles, nice to be fair, like, nice finish by Charles, under pressure, by the way. And that one, I'm not expecting Kepa to save it. I'm not expecting Kepa to save it. Maybe you can argue if it was Raya, maybe, but I'm not expecting Kepa to save it, especially that he's that tall. It's difficult for him to anticipate it and go down whilst he's what, 6 foot something. So that one, I'm not expecting Kepa to save it, but the fact that they won is kind of crazy. There's a couple, for me, the main takeaways for me. How many corners did they have? They had over 9 corners. After the first one or the second one where they put it inside the box, after that, it just became short corners after short corners, after short corners, after short corners, after short corners. And I'm looking at them, I'm like, bro, you guys are literally the best set-piece team in the world. You're going up against a team which the commentator, I don't know if the commentator was bugging or not. I don't know if the commentator was trolling or not. I watched it through the Arabic commentators. You guys are going up against a team that the commentators were saying are arguably, in terms of stats, the worst 3 teams in the championship in concede in set pieces. So you're going up against a team who's shit at set pieces. You are the best set piece team. Yes, you don't have Declan Rice. Yes, you don't have Bukayo Saka, but you still have the players that can get you a header. The likes of Havertz, the likes of Gabriel, the likes of Mosquera, the likes of Ben White, the likes of Nogard. And I'm wondering, why are you taking quick corners? At one point, I saw them taking a quick corner, and Martinelli is taking a shot from outside the box for like 40 yards. I'm like, what's going on here? Like, in terms of, like, I don't know why they stopped taking actual corners inside the box after the second or the third one. Just so weird. The second takeaway for me is some of the player performances. The best player for Arsenal, despite what the rating all says, it wasn't him for sure. It was Max Dalman. Max Dalman was the best player for Arsenal. But this isn't a good thing for Arsenal. This is actually a concern. It's actually a bad thing. Like, this reminds me very similar to what Lamine Yamal went through when Lamine Yamal at the age of 16, 17 was getting that kind of level. And when he is the best player in a team that is supposed to have better players around him. You're looking at Odegaard, you're looking at Havertz, you're looking at Gabriel Jesus, you're just looking at the whole team as a whole. What's going on? Especially an Odegaard, a captain that's just come back. Yes, his first game back, you can maybe argue it's difficult for him to replicate that same level, but still. But then the third takeaway is that most of those players that you're looking at right now, they're not going to be starting any more games, or you might argue they might not even be there for next season. You look at Kepa, he's not going to be here next season. This is his final game for Arsenal. Then you look at Gabriel, of course, he's there. Mosquera, he's there. Ben White, he's not going to be starting any more games. Lewis Skelly, this was your moment. Like, you've been complaining on the bench. You've been complaining on the bench. Why am I not starting? Why am I not getting minutes? Why is my minutes being reduced? Why am I getting limited minutes? This is why. This is why. When you can't play to the same level as Hincapi and Calafiori, and this is your moment against a championship side, fries in the bag right now. Nogard, you just look at, Nogard didn't do anything bad. Like, he didn't do anything crazy, but you look at him and it's like, he can't do much. Like, there's nothing that he can do. He can't influence a game. Odegaard, for me, I don't know. Yes, he had those passes in the final third and this and that, but still, from a captain performance, disappointing. Havertz, I don't think he was great at all. Jesus was awful. Martinelli, he was included within the goal, but I don't think he was that. Like, there was a couple of runs that he made that led to something, but nothing crazy. How your best player is a Max Dalman, which, again, Max Dalman, it speaks to his talent, but still disappointing from an Arsenal point of view. Even the players off the bench, the likes of Noni, the likes of Victor Curry, like, Arsenal's summer window as a whole was, this was a highlight of Arsenal's summer window, literally. Nogard, Where is it? Mosquera, Kepa, Victor, Nani, and Zubimendi. This was a Arsenal summer window, except for Eze, and you go out to Southampton in the quarterfinals of the FA Cup. Just disappointing, absolutely disappointing from an Arsenal point of view. Southampton, to be fair, they grinded. At one point, I felt like there was one moment where the defense, like there was a miscommunication between one of those two and the centre backs. And I felt like Arsenal would capitalize on it, but they didn't. I can't lie. They like the fair play to the goalkeeper, making some big saves. Fellows with a great. Who's the guy who scored? Where is it? The guy who scored a goal. Charles with an absolute great finish. To be fair, very good finish. But then now you've got Arsenal. The thing is, because I saw one Arsenal fan say yesterday, if you ask me at the start of this is copium, but this is like on another level copium. If you ask me at the start of the season, if I was going to win the league and I wasn't going to win any other trophies, I would have taken it. And yes, I understand that mindset. I understand, yes, of course you'll take the league. The league is above anything else for you guys. But still, like, now put it into context. The other games and what's happened over the last month. You guys potentially saying quad or treble, losing to Southampton. Like, this is a tournament that I thought you guys would win. Wow, like just disappointing. Like this is actually like this is a reflection on Arsenal as a whole, on the players, on the manager. It was just a bad performance from every single person. Then you've got the Man City. This is just now the completely opposite. The complete opposite. You look at Manchester City. What a performance! What an absolute performance from almost every single person. It wasn't Pep. It was Pep and Landers, but still, what a performance! Like you look at Liverpool, didn't put out a scrub side. It wasn't like a B team. It wasn't a C team, except for maybe Alisson not playing. This is Liverpool's best 11. And the thing is, the game started well for Liverpool. They had that first 15 minutes where Salah could have scored that goal from a great pass from Georgie, long pass over the top to Georgie, where Salah did well. Salah did well to push off Kusanov and stayed on balance. But if this was Salah 2 years ago, last year, last season, that would have been 1-0 Liverpool. But Salah took 2 extra touches, and those 2 extra touches, fair play to Kusanov. Kusanov then, from being on the ground, recovered very quickly. Like most centre-backs in that position, they would give up. They would see Salah in an almost shooting position. They would say, you know what? That's no point. Let me down pray for my goalkeeper to save it. But Kusanov still, even when he was down, still managed to cover ground and recover and intercept it. What an absolute defender! That's the reason why the Madrid City matchup, I had him in my combined 11 because how good he is. He is, brother. Like I don't care what anyone says. This guy is one of the best centre backs in the world this season in the Premier League, bro. Like I don't care what anyone says. But other than that, after that chance had, and then they had a nice little, there was another sequence from a nice little build-up from Wirtz and Ikitike, a nice little 1-2, and even though Ikitike had options on the right with Salah and both of us like asking for it, he tried to curl her. After that, it just became Man City, and then that's when it became, now I'm going to talk about player performance from both sides, but that's when it became the mentality of Liverpool just dropping, the body language just dropping, and the players not helping. The players just quitting between themselves. You know what I mean? Within themselves, they just quit. Then the first was Haaland, an absolute straight up penalty. Before that, was a penalty decision that Cherki wanted it. I didn't think that was a penalty where Kirkis took him down, but I just felt like Kirkis, there was no intention by Kirkis to take him down. Like Kirkis was. His legs didn't move to the point of, let me take him down. It was just standing. It was more Cherki going towards Kirkis than Kirkis going towards Cherki. So I didn't think that was a penalty. But the Semenyo, was it Semenyo or was it O'Reilly? No, O'Reilly or Virgil van Dijk. It was absolutely a penalty. 1,000% a penalty. Haaland puts it in, and then Haaland scores a second goal with a bad awareness from Konate. Like every single Liverpool player had a bad moment in this game. Every single person had a bad moment in this game. Of course, Haaland makes it 3 in the second half. Again, I mean, the third goal was the biggest example. Sorry, Haaland's third goal. Semenyo's got a great goal, by the way. Nice pass from Ryan Cherki. But the fourth goal by Man City, Yes, you can say it was a great goal by Man City. It was a wonderful goal, great build-up, wonderful build-up. But then you look at that goal again, just repeat that goal again. Look at Liverpool. Every player at that point basically said to themselves, the game is done. It's 3-0 down, we're not winning, we're not coming back. Look at the body language, look at them just walking around, look at Virgil van Dijk. Look at Virgil van Dijk throughout this whole sequence. Honestly speaking, it was pathetic. From a defending standpoint, it was pathetic. Like, Man City won 4-0, and I think they were good. But to Man City's credit, this wasn't even Man City's second gear or third gear or fourth gear. This wasn't the best version of Man City. I didn't think Man City had to get to that level to beat Liverpool. Liverpool were just disgustingly bad. From a defensive standpoint, from a system standpoint, from a defensive scheme standpoint, from a structure standpoint, from an attacking point of view, from a final third action point of view, from a manager point of view, from a player point of view, this was disgusting from Liverpool. From all phases of the game. You had Ikitike, other than those 2 sequences in the first half, he was awful. The shirt incident, disgusting, by the way. Absolutely disgusting. Mohamed Salah, my brother, last time I said W-A-S-H, now you are W-A-S-H-E-D. My brother, I can't lie, man. Either Saudi or either Serie A, this is your next. I think you chose a good time for you to leave, because that penalty miss, yeah, everyone knew that you were going to miss it. Everyone with a brain knew. The moment they saw you grab the ball and they saw your face before you took the penalty, they knew that you were going to miss the penalty. You never looked confident. Even throughout the whole game, like it was just bad to watch. Wirtz, one of the better players for Liverpool, but that doesn't help when he wasn't that great himself, but still one of the better players. Tried at least. He tried at least. Sebastian Gravenberch, poor. Curtis Jones just running into pressure, poor. Kirk is disgusting. Virgil van Dijk, fam, my goodness. Come on. Mohamed Salah's going to get all the criticism, which I think he will from the mainstream media and from Jamie Carragher and the media and everyone else. My brother, Virgil van Dijk deserves as much criticism or even more. 4 of the goals, 3 of them was all Virgil. Literally all Virgil. All his bad awareness, bad positioning, not even looking at his defending, not even concentrated by his defending. Three of the goals that Liverpool conceded is all Virgil van Dijk. Konate for that Haaland header, the Haaland second goal. Why? Where are you? Why are you sleeping? Why are you sleeping? Gomez just not good enough. Not good enough. For Liverpool, it was just bad from like onslaught. There is nothing you can do. And I feel sorry for Liverpool because PSG, as good as City were and they've beaten 4-0, PSG is going to put 10 against you in both legs. It's going to be the same as Chelsea. It's going to be 10, bro. It's going to be 10. As for Manchester City, Trafford now deserves to be a starter. I reckon Trafford deserves to be a starter. I know Donnarumma was going through injuries, but I think Trafford has given you enough of a reason for him to start. I think the back line was all consistent. Gahey and Kusanov was so reliable against Salah and Ekitike. I love Kusanov, man. I absolutely love Kusanov. O'Reilly in the final third, so smart. Nunes, there was one moment where he got beaten. Of course, the penalty wasn't good enough, but still decent. Rodri, Bernardo Silva, bro, they've been playing at a very good level over the past couple of weeks, like rolling back the years. Ryan Cherky is just a magician, bro. Absolute magician. He is a magician and a half. What he does with the ball, even when he doesn't score or assist, even though like he had that assist with Semenyo, the second goal, I felt like it was him, like just the aura, just the charisma, the pass, just to, that pass he made, that little chip pass he made to Semenyo that led to the Haaland goal. Just so good, man. It's kind of crazy how both Gahey and Semenyo had both left an impact, a strong impact already within that Man City team. And of course, Haaland scoring 3 goals. Like for Man City, I don't know if this win will, because you look at both teams, Arsenal first in the league lost. Man City second in the league, they won. The last time they both played against each other, Man City won. Will that have an impact in the league? Maybe. I feel like it will somehow. Of course, the league table says 4 points. If Man City beats Arsenal, it will be 3 points. Then it all depends on Arsenal. Are you going to drop a point again? Are you going to lose 1 more point again? That's going to be a lot of pressure. Like I think the Premier League table, it could potentially, like after this, it could potentially have an impact. But let's see what happens. But put down in the comment section what you guys made about every single game. Like the video, subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you soon with another video. Peace.